your opinion about the guy that faked being famous on social media and booked a tour? And that is from @Aldolfinuela.
Good name, strong name. Okay, so if anyone hasn't heard about this guy, there's a guy who's called Threatin. I think his first name was Jared Threatin. American guy from Los Angeles who came to the UK and did a tour. Sounds normal, except in order to get that tour, he faked like everything. And I'm not just talking about he bought some Facebook followers. He faked everything. He built a record. It was incredibly intricate. He built his own record label with a website with fake bands on it. He had his own promotions company in order to get the gig. He even bought some tickets. He faked his own YouTube channel where he was actually faking crowds. I mean, the detail that this guy went into was off the chart unreal, which is why it's hit the national press. In fact, it's hit the international press because since then he's actually had to take all his Facebook down because he's embarrassed. What happened was he came across to the UK to actually do the gigs, and because the entire thing was fake, it was all set up as a fake to be able to go and do this tour. When it came to selling tickets in some really good, good venues over in the UK, we're talking like quality venues, nobody turned up. And when I say nobody, I don't mean, oh, the usual, no one turns up to gigs. I mean, literally, they sold 2, maybe 3 tickets. One of the gigs was pulled. No tickets were sold. He basically promised that 200 plus people had bought tickets and they were coming to the show. Literally nobody. And so he paid a lot of money to do this. This was not something that you could knock together in a month. Now, there's a lot of press about this and there's a lot of people. I don't want to go into the rights and wrongs because it's obvious. You guys know that that's a dumb thing to do. What I like to take an angle of is something slightly different, which is this is born out of absolute desperation. You don't do this, all of this stuff, unless you're so desperate to succeed and you're trying to find any way that you can get into the music industry. This is a form of mental health, that you're so desperate to try and fool anybody, to just fake it until you make it and just keep plowing money and your time into doing this. Is it dumb? Yes, but where was it born from? This for me is a big problem, that people are becoming so out and out desperate whilst at the same time not understanding how to break into the music industry. They haven't got good enough mentors. They haven't got quality control. They haven't got the right education and background to learn how to do it, coupled with the fact that they're not patient enough to make this work. This is a big deal to me, because this goes past just a stupid decision. This is someone who really, really wants something and has put a shit ton of time, effort and money into doing it. Yes, he's done it the wrong way, but to me, I can see where this has come from. I can see someone being so desperate to do something that he just thought this was the right thing to do and it has backfired in his face. But there's a lot of people out there who are desperate to do this. And at the moment, that's where this noise comes in. Everybody wants it and everyone's looking around going, yeah, but I really, really want this. This is something I work towards. You go and listen to this guy's music. I did a little bit of research on this. You go and check out this guy's music. This guy's not bad. This guy's a good musician. He is a solid guitar, really solid guitarist. He's been in bands for a long time. He obviously just thought this was a way to do it. I just think this is indicative of, everyone's absolutely giving him a kick in for doing it, but this is indicative to me of the education for musicians and bands not being strong enough, not being good enough. And because there are these options to do this, you can just go and buy followers. And people, you go into the social media people and they say numbers don't matter. Well, this proves that numbers do matter at the same point as they don't, because yes, it didn't matter, he didn't sell tickets, but it mattered because all of the people who are now putting the boot in, they believed it. They absolutely believed it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have gone along with this ruse. They wouldn't have let him book it. They wouldn't have, he wouldn't have had the press that he got to be able to do it. Numbers matter. When you turn up and you just say, oh, I've got 100,000 followers on YouTube, they go, really? That's incredible. They didn't ask how you got them. They just went, wow, that's really, really amazing. So numbers do matter in a lot of respects, but it's a kudos thing, and it's people's mental health that we're dealing with, because if they don't feel like they're getting the likes, if they don't feel like they're getting the shares, if they don't feel like they're getting the engagement, that's when people are starting to struggle and do stupid things and getting desperate. So My take on this is I find this really sad because I think this is indicative. I think there's going to be more of these type people out there that just haven't been caught because they didn't take it to that extreme. I think we all know people that have bought followers. You know, I won't name any names, but I know people on the scene that are doing big ass social media stuff. Morgan's grinning, who have faked it. But they have faked it till they make it, but they have faked it. And like when you actually go delving down, when you actually start delving down into their shit, you're like, fucker, he's totally faked this. And now he's kind of got to where he wants to be and it's working. So it does work from time to time. So I think it's really sad. I think this to me is another element of music education and how we should be supporting young people of what they need to know, not just being a technical player, but how they're going to break into the industry of today because it's so different to where it used to be. So yeah, that's my thoughts.